Hey there everybody, this is Shadygirl. Welcome back to Pokemon Stadium, where we're still doing the Poké Cup. And we're going to Ultra Ball, and here's where it gets difficult. It's getting difficult enough that I'm bringing legendaries to this fight. I'm bringing pretty much the better two of the legendary birds, replacing the Weeping Bell and the Graveler from the last thing. Pretty much going to show them off here, just show the movesets and other such things. They're actually probably some of the better ones compared to like do this in Prime Cup, which not going to use them in Prime Cup simply because I'm going to be going back to using them as let's say for the Prime Cup. Not that I'm actually going to be confident in them actually winning at least up to a Great Ball. But yeah, this team I'm actually going to be using for this difficulty, the Ultra Ball difficulty, and the Master Ball difficulty, which will be coming up later. Also, you can probably hear a fan in the background. It's been really warm the past couple of days, which means my recording room pretty much goes about to the temperature of an oven, so I need to cool down, otherwise this isn't getting done. But yeah, this bike of the first guy really doesn't learn his lesson to the absolute point where I've literally done. As I'm recording this now, I've actually done all the Poké Cup stuff now. This guy's literally not learning his lessons. He just brings out fighting types and poison types, and I'm just going to psychic them all to death. And it's just like it's just the same thing all the time. It's like it's actually literally the only easy battle you get in Prime Cup. If you're using this team or you're using something with psychic. It's got really high special like Kadabra, maybe you look out and have an Alakazam. Then you also have the choice of those and just like go to town. I wouldn't recommend the rented Alakazam because I believe it has Psybeam, and Psybeam won't do as much damage as Psychic and Kadabra will. As far as I know. It is just a general idea not to bring like the final evolutions, because the movesets pale in comparison to some of the other so like the early evolutions. Like Kadabra's probably one of the better examples. Jolion's also a decent one to have, because it has T-Bolt, but in other like rental areas it has Thunder, so you kind of having to rely on trying to get hits with that. But anyways, I've been rambling. The battles are always like 1-on-1 now, and yeah, perfect, which means continues. Don't expect the continue streak to last very long, so I'm pretty sure I do end up losing a few Pokemon in this one. It is at the point here, the Ultra Ball and the Master Ball, where getting continues is going to be quite difficult, especially the Master Ball. Which, like I said, you'll see later, especially the first half of what I did with this. But yeah, the main point of this guy, I think this guy also really doesn't learn his lesson, but as far as most of this are concerned, because he brings in a lot of electric types, and I have a Nero King with Earthquake just to ruin everybody's day. Obviously the Electro is going to go first because it's an Electro, it's like literally the fastest Pokemon in Generation 1. But still there is to an Earthquake, so not that it's actually all that much of a threat.
There's been major action already.
I believe the other two also fall to Earthquake really quickly, I say, as this Tangler comes out, which resists Earthquake, and I believe has like I think the worst it does is Mega Drain, but I think it also has Stun Spell, which I think it's going to use. But yeah, I'm thinking, oh hey, I could probably get rid of this with an Earthquake. It's like, nope. Resistance, and then I get Stun Spell. I think ideally what I probably should have done, maybe, as a thing with this one, is to, because this Nidoking has substitute, I sub down with that, block the stun spot, and then probably try my luck with Horn Drill. But now the Nidoking is essentially useless now, so need to bring something else in. And I'm pretty sure this trainer seems to have some sort of huge boner for Lance, because all it wants to do is Hyper Beam. It's not really doing much with the Hyper Beam. I mean, physical is not Tangler's best stat. Let's put it that way. Now is it special, considering it didn't really want to take very much from that Ice Beam. Then again, to be fair, this is pretty much all down to Articuno. Until this guy comes out as a jerk, it's like, I'm gonna go bring me out to Nidoking again, but he's paralysed and that's bothersome. But I kind of need to block the inevitable Thunder move that's going to happen here, and it's going to ruin Articuno's die. I think this I suppose also carries Psychic as well, which is also a problem for Nidoking. But considering it's using Mega Punch, I don't think it's got the Psychic. Now, unfortunately, I have to roll out to a paralysis check to get Earthquake. Fortunately, I do get the thing. I get the crit, and this is Dead Electabuzz. I'm not sure that actually mattered, to be fair, to be honest, but well, you get what you take, I suppose. There's just really nothing really much to say about that. Kind of did a bit of a big move with the Tangler, but other than that, it's just a very simple battle. Usually brings all his electric types, which is why I start off with Nidoking, just to Earthquake, delving Tarpet out of them. Now, Battle 3, I believe this is the Metronome team, if I am not mistaken. Which it's always fun to play a Metronome team. It's not that they will be all that effective. Especially this Primate. This Primate gets the worst luck, I believe, because I think the first move it gets is Thunder Shock, and it's a Thunder Shock against the Nidoking. So I'm just like, ha! I'm kind of like not. But he tried to use Counter now. I believe Counter is supposed to work against physical moves, and physical moves are supposed to get hit by Counter. But unless in this generation it means physical moves that make contact, because technically Earthquake does not make contact with an enemy. Yeah, I'm just wondering why Counter doesn't work on Earthquake in this gen, because it's a move that doesn't make contact. I just have to ponder that. I believe I've had, in later generations, I've had Counter hit me after an Earthquake, and it's usually resulted in being pretty bad. On the subject of pretty bad, here's a Hypno, and well, I'm just essentially Earthquaking all the things. To be fair, I'm expecting it to die Hypnosis Dream Eater, which I know it can do, but instead it tries Hypnosis. I'm pretty sure this thing, it might just be another run through. It might actually do another run through. But it actually managed to Metronome roll Spore and did that instead of Hypnosis. And I'm assuming it did that because the AI is a cheeky little so-and-so and pretty much knows or sort of expects what it's going to get for Metronome sometimes.
What'll it do?
So they used Metronome instead of Hypnosis. Now I was half expecting it to go into Dream Eater rather than trying to metronome. So yeah, the AI is in fact getting smart. Not really that smart. You only really see the really smart enemies in round 2 from what I can, what I've seen from other people playing this game. And I believe metronome rolled into Sky Attack, which will not do any good because Starmie is faster and Surf will kill from this range. So yeah, there's nothing really this Hypno could have done. I mean, like I said, the worst it really does is Hypnosis Dream Healer. But yeah, all those Pokemon have metronome, which is fun, and all sorts of silly. Final Pokemon is the Mr. Mime, which I believe also dies to 2 surfs. I think it might really be 3 surfs, but I get crit or something, I'm honestly not sure. I mean, I could also use Thunder, which is more base power, but it's accuracy problems, which do it. Also, this Mr. Mime decides to do the silly thing and try to counter a special move. I'm like, silly Mr. Mime. Miracle isn't in this generation. It's in generation 2, I believe. Yeah, this Mr. Mime also didn't really do anything. Probably would have had a better opportunity to do something if it used a metronome. Might have rolled Thunder, Thunderbolt, one of the grass type offensive moves. But yeah, it wants to use counter and it's just like, well, that's a free win for me then. So the last trainer for this video is the one I would normally use Weeping on, but no, the Pokemon are a lot stronger to deal with, to the point where Weeping Bell is going to be completely useless. And the fact that you can potentially send the Dub Show in, which will outspeed most things. So here's our first look at legendaries, specifically Zapdos. Normally the Zapdos has Thunder, but it has Thunderbolt. It's also the only thing on my team that has a paralysis inducing move, because it has Thunder Wave, which I believe is going to be really useful later on, if certain Pokemon get picked. But yeah, this is Zapdos' fight, and essentially it's just throw Thunderbolts to see what happens, and then if any of the like Golem or something shows up, I bring in Starmie and just sweep them south. Because Golem can't really do anything to Starmie, I don't think. It could potentially explode, but no. It wants to be an evasion noob. I think the main point of this team is to actually also be evasion noobs. But I honestly don't take kindly to evasion noobs and Surfets and Killers because it's quite weak to water. Basically, most water types will look at Golem funny and the Golem will follow the dead.
There's a distinct difference in the number of
that is without an like equal level and such. Because Golem Special is just pants.
the remaining Pokemon.
Final Pokemon is the Dugong, and it's like, do I really have to risk bringing down the Thunder? And the answer is yes, I'm going to have to bring down the Thunder. Kind of been really lucky with getting the Thunder to hit with this, but then, yeah, this one decides it wants to be an evasion noob as well. Fortunately, this Starmie has a secret weapon, it's called Swift. I mean, I could risk getting Thunder to hit again, but Thunder after a +1 double team really has problems with the accuracy. Swift, however, doesn't because it bypasses the accuracy calculation, so I honestly don't care how many double teams this Dugong is going to do. I'm just going to throw Swift and all over the place, just going to throw stars everywhere until it falls over dead, which is basically my thing for most times when I see double team and such. It's why, like in later generations, I think when I did Pokemon X and stuff, I had a lot of Pokemon that used Aerial Ice. And at least I had one Pokemon that could use or otherwise learn it. So because Aerial Ice was really good at getting rid of most Pokemon that could, in fact, do decide it's going, oh hey, I'm going to raise my evasion with double tap and shenanigans, which kind of really annoys me. But anyway, that's it for the first half of the Ultra Ball Cup. Join me next time for when I go and do the remaining 4 parts of the Ultra Ball Cup. Take care and I'll see you then. Ciao.